Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video we are talking about this very beautiful succulent. The common name is baby fingers. I'll put the scientific or the botanical name on the screen. It's an extremely beautiful succulent. Now initially I had only one of it. Now this is a new growth that has started. I'll put the picture of how it looked earlier. Now this succulent requires a good amount of sunlight. Morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours after acclimation will give that beautiful color. If you're going to keep it in indirect bright light, it's going to look like this, very grey, bluish in color or bluish grey in color. But when it's exposed to morning direct sunlight, the colors get even more bright. It gets a lot of the blues, and the tips start to turn a little bit more on the red color. The soil remains the same. It has to be loose, porous and well draining. Ensure that you water only when the soil is completely bone dry. If you're scared about overwatering your succulent, then wait for some time. Let me see if anything is visible. You will be able to see wrinkles on the leaves, like over here. As you can see, the lower leaves, they will start getting a lot of wrinkles. That indicates that the succulent is thirsty and it is time to water the succulent. An absolutely beautiful succulent. Ensure that you give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight, or you can keep it in indirect bright light. Talking about dormancy, it will go dormant during the summers. Winter was its growing period, so now during the summers it is going to get even more intense color. It is going to look absolutely beautiful. If you are a person who adds fertilizers, add it during the winter season, which is the growing period. Do not add any fertilizers during the summers. Now when I talk about fertilizers, please do not add a lot of fertilizers, probably once or once in 2 months. They do not like a lot of nutrients in the soil. The soil has to be lean nutrient. Do not add a lot of organic matter. Mealybugs are not much of an issue, but if there are blooms, it could invite mealybugs and aphids. But other than that, there is not much issue with mealybugs. It's an extremely beautiful succulent. It does have a lot of farina, so be very careful when you're touching the leaves. I would say avoid touching the leaves, otherwise the farina will get disturbed. Talking about propagation, it's pretty simple. You can do a leaf propagation. You can even do a stem cutting. You can separate the offsets, like this one is the second one that's growing. Once, if I want, I can go ahead and separate it, but I prefer it to be in a clump, so I'm not going to separate it. But you can do a stem cutting, you can do a beheading, you can propagate it via leaves. You can even propagate the offsets. Their offsets do come from the lower portion. You can even separate them once they reach a decent size. So it's a pretty easy succulent, but ensure that you do not overwater it. Wait for the soil to be completely dry. If you are a beginner, you can definitely add it in your collection. It works out really well. It has a very beautiful color, very light pastel color, tends to look absolutely beautiful when exposed to direct morning sunlight. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.